Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Nick Sawyer from Shoot Again Games, looking at Bigfoot versus Yeti. Before we do that, happy birthday.
Oh,
Nick.
thank you.
That's right. Someone might have told me it was your birthday. So, we have a 2 to 4 player game.
Yes.
Which has some legendary creatures.
Yes.
In here. What are we doing with them? We're hunting them down?
Yes, we are. Basically, the players are all cryptozoologists. We're trying to collect evidence by mounting expeditions for your various favorite cryptids here, whether it's a chupacabra, Mothman, what have you. Of course, and you've also landed in the middle of a battle between Bigfoot and Yeti. Yeti's kind of upset with Bigfoot hogging the spotlight all these years and wants to horn in on some of his popularity. And of course, being a respected cryptozoologist, you have to have an opinion on this.
Okay.
So, you also want to be the best cryptozoologist out there, so you're not above throwing your opponent's work into the tabloids to discredit them. Okay. So, how the game works is it's a rummy-style set collecting game for those who don't know what that is. It's a set collecting game. Okay. The suits are all the cryptids. Each cryptid has a unique proof card that goes with it. Okay. You start the game by shuffling the deck, dealing 10 cards to each player. The deck becomes the unknown. You flip up the top card to create the discard pile, which is called the tabloids.
Okay.
We'll get to why that is in just a second. On your turn, your 2 things you absolutely must do every turn. The first is draw a card. Drawing a card is either the top of the unknown, top of the tabloids.
Okay.
At the end of a turn, you always have to discard a card to the tabloids.
Okay.
Everything else I'm going to describe is optional, but you'll be doing a lot of it. Mostly you'll be mounting and joining expeditions. Mounting an expedition is putting out 3 or more of a cryptid. In this case, that's a Loch Ness Monster expedition.
Okay.
There's also, like as mentioned before, these proof cards. You'll notice they're worth more points, but they have this little lightning bolt symbol on them.
Right.
That's an action card. You can only play 1 action card a turn.
Okay.
So this would be likewise mounting an expedition for Nessie, but it would also count as your 1 action card play for the turn.
Okay.
And now, like I said, each expedition has its own unique proof card. There's also a set of wild proof cards that can go with any expedition. They are blurry photos because they are always blurry
photos.
Photos.
You saw something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So, like this wise would be likewise mounting an Nessie, a Loch Ness Monster expedition, and it would be your 1 action card play for the turn.
Okay.
You can also join expeditions. Joining an expedition is, let's say you've got your Nessie expedition out here in play. I can now join it by placing this in front of me.
Okay.
And again, that would be my action card play for the turn. You can mount an expedition and join an expedition, or join 2 expeditions. Okay. You can't mount 2 expeditions because you're kind of already at the limit of scientific credibility. You don't want to push that over the edge.
All right.
I like to think of it. You can play 2 suits per turn, basically.
Okay.
So the game is going to go along with people doing this. There's also 3 0-point action cards. Again, you can only play 1 action card per turn. He's let you do things to manipulate your hand to help you go out, because ultimately that's how a round ends. The player discards the last card to the tabloids.
Okay.
For example, just by way of example, the fish falls lets you, when you discard the tabloids, you discard 1, 2, or 3 cards and draw the same number from the unknown.
Okay.
And all the text is on the cards for everything, so you don't have to look anything up.
Okay. Yes, you mentioned text on cards. Each of these suits has special abilities?
Yes, yeah. Each suit has a special ability as well when you play it.
Okay.
You'll get the benefit of that. I'll only go into one of them. That's one of the 2 very different features of the game.
Okay.
The other is the tabloids itself, which we'll get to now. The game, once a player discards their last card to the tabloids, let's just put that there, and say someone discards that, every other player gets to discard a card to the tabloids.
Okay.
That serves 2 purposes. First of all, cards in your hand count as points against you at the end of the round.
Right.
And second of all is why it is in fact called the tabloids. Because what we do is what my life likes to call reading the tabloids after everyone's placed their cards in. Tabloids are articles that are less than helpful to your hard research you've done.
Okay.
So first was Ahul stole my baby. Okay, no one's got an Ahul expedition, no impact. I swam with the Loch Ness Monster. Well, who's got the most Loch Ness Monster cards? That would be you, sir. So you lose a card because some reporter had to put food on his table.
Okay.
Then Mothman, no one's doing anything with that. So now that looks like it's only 2 points, but it's actually considerably worse than that, because had this not happened, what happens is at the end of the round, after you do all the tabloid stuff, every expedition that has 10 or more points of creatures for it amongst all the players. You have proven that expedition to the point that the scientific community relinquishes and says, okay, I guess we got to look into this.
Okay.
So this is actually would be 12 points for you and 8 for me, but because again the reporter had to put food on his table, now it's only 4 and 4. So unlike other games, a tabloid where the discard pile is basically out of sight, out of mind.
Here you're trying to discredit what other people are doing.
In this game, it's vitally important you keep track of what's going on in the discard pile.
Okay, now the competition.
Oh yes, the competition for the Bigfoot Yeti. Yes. As you said, you noticed all the suits have abilities when you play them. I'll only focus on this one. The Yeti and Bigfoot suits there's mostly these double-sided cards. They can either be Yeti or they can be Bigfoot. Once you get a Yeti expedition out into play, let's say, or the Bigfoot expedition out into play, you can play Yeti cards individually at that point. So they're effectively become kind of one suit at that point. Once you do that, once you play that, what the ability of the Yeti is for both the proof card and this thing is it can take one of these cards, flip it around, and turn it into evidence for that, because clearly your colleague has misinterpreted what's obviously Yeti evidence is Bigfoot evidence.
Okay.
Now, so this creates a dynamic where things will be going back and forth during the course of the game, the round, of course. And at the end of the round, again, after you go through the tabloids, there's going to be one winner, and that's going to be whoever has the most points. So if this were the case here, in this case, much like real life, people are not going to care about Yeti because Bigfoot's got 7 and Yeti's only got 5. So the Yeti points go away; they're valueless because people only care about one of the 2 stars.
Okay, which is separate from these, but can you discredit them as well?
Oh yes, and they are discredited in the tabloids as well.
The same way as
everything else. Yes.
Okay.
And so you basically play 200 points. It usually takes 3 rounds. That's the game.
All right. Thank you, Nick. For the review, Bigfoot versus Yeti.